Hello everybody, welcome to our fourth day of Empower Your Autumn Presence. Today is all about slowing down and finding ease and restoration physically, mentally and emotionally. I call this practice cultivate inner peace, and this is such an important value and so rich and so in use, especially for cycles and seasons like autumn, which brings a bit of uncertainty and darkness. Let's explore this. So we're going to start leaning to our backs with the knees bent, letting the shoulders to find ease, and we can keep the eyes open or closed, wherever it feels safer for us. And as we notice the breath, let's pay attention to how we feel today. What is part of our own experience? Finding a breath that is accessible, it feels light and organic. Slowly we can open the eyes, and we're going to start bending the right knee to chest, holding the right shin with both hands. Left knee can stay bent, or we can stretch the left leg forward and down. It's important if we release the leg straight to the floor that it doesn't turn out, so it feels aligned and straight, neutral. And again, choosing where it feels more accessible and supporting for the body for the moment. And inviting the breath, and as we breathe, paying attention to what are the sensations we are receiving from this movement. So from through this right side body. So slow it down is less about speed and more about the understanding of how much are we able to connect within the moment. So how much are we able to pay attention and to know what is going on with us physically, mentally and emotionally. Now from here, we're going to open the right leg out and using the right elbow as an anchor here so the leg doesn't drop fully to the side. We can stretch the left arm also to the side. And we keep breathing and noticing now and breathing through these sensations. So we are looking for this physical ease, especially on the area of the hips and low back, but also for this mental one. And we keep tapping into this tool of breathing to keep inviting the mind into here and now. Next, we can return right knee to chest, holding with both hands. And we're going to straighten the right leg up, placing the hands through the back of the leg. And stretch the leg doesn't mean that it needs to come straight. If this is not accessible, allow your knee to stay bent So the last thing we want to do as we practice, especially today, is to force. So we want to stay into this accessibility, realness, what is true for us in our bodies. And this is what is living and practicing without this constant forcing and pushing, to discover the force within us. And peace is such a big one. Stretch the heel slightly up to the sky. So we can have this feeling of elongation through the right leg, especially the back side. We can rebend knee to chest for a moment and release the right leg forward and down. And just be here to notice this work we have done through the right side. Slow down to pay attention. And to understand, match the space in bodies, minds, and hearts. From here we can change sides. Left knee to chest, right leg straight to right knee bend. Breathing. And again, noticing sensations through the left side body. And open the leg out to the side, left elbow as an anchor, and opening the right arm to the side too. Just letting this leg to be heavy. Willing for this ease. So eventually we can practice and live with more ease and peace too. Going to next move the knee to center, to chest, stretching the left leg up, heel up towards the ceiling, finding the form that is truest to our own selves, to our own bodies. So slowing down, it takes us to be in better knowingness of who we are. And this, in the world of nowadays, is golden. Is sweetness and is maturity. Gonna bend knee to chest. Hold here for a moment and releasing left leg forward and down. So both legs are straight, parallel towards each other. And noticing here the space between heels and crown of the head. The length our bodies are taking. From here, we can bend both knees to chest and roll from side to side. We're going to turn towards left or right. And come up and find our way into hands and knees. From here, we're going to move the top of the feet down, big toes together, and widen the knees towards the edges of our yoga mat. Sitting back. Gonna move into child's pose next. One form is to keep the elbows down, and from here we could place fist on top of a fist and let the head to rest, or even just keeping the head up like this. Or if it's accessible, walk your hands forward, stretch your arms, and lower your forehead to the floor. Breathing and inviting that space, lightness through pelvic area, low back. And paying conscious attention to the breath, so the mind can sharpen. From here we can look forward, and if arms are straight, walking the hands back. Here everybody, lifting the hips. Oops, forgive me, my microphone. Tag the toes and bring the heels together and come into a toe stretch. So if this is inaccessible because it hurts, so we can place the hands on the floor and stay here. Okay, otherwise we raise up. I'm gonna turn towards you. Planting ourselves deeply in our ground, in our feet. Feet work is super important in every yoga practice. And that's the base to really find this alignment and authenticity and right form in our body. So do the work from the bottom all the way up to the crown of the head. The same as we do in yoga. In order to have this more presence on the outside, we need to find the presence. The groundwork is to find the presence on the inside. And this is what this mood of slowing down, it guides us to. Big breath to really get deep into these sensations. I know it's not very comfortable. Let's take one more breath. Good, we can come up and bring in this top of the feet down. Now we're gonna take the feet all the way to the right, and we're gonna sit behind the left heel. Here we can place the foot a bit more forward, and we're gonna take a twist to the left, opening the chest nicely, taking a breath. Inhale, exhale fully. As we inhale, we're gonna place the hands on knees, release the twist. Exhale, we're going to stretch this right leg forward and place this left foot on the inside of the right leg. And taking a side bend here to the right. Really widening this left arm through the side. Inhale. And exhale. Yeah. Coming up to center. Now we're going to change the legs here. We can place the hands back, bend the right knee, and turn your legs all the way towards the other side. And we're going to take a twist to the right, opening the chest here. Take a full breath, inhale. Exhale fully. Next, we're going to release, hands on knees. I'm going to stretch the left leg forward and down. Take a side bend to the left, lengthening this right arm, inhale. And exhale. Coming up to center, releasing the right hand down. Place your hands back. Now we're gonna bend both knees, sole of the feet together, And I'm gonna come into butterfly pose. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see the movement of my spine. Now, if this is very challenging to keep the legs like this, you can walk your feet slightly forward so there is more accessibility to the pose. Also, you can hold the legs with your hands. For the spine, we're gonna round it so you can move your chin to chest and come forward without forcing. So we don't want to be into this mood, so we're gonna find a way in which we can be still here for a little tiny bit. Good, and really ground and really find this full solidity. So find your form. You can place the hands on the floor too. Run in the back. And noticing this rooting of sitting bones and this reaching of the legs out and down. Breathing through these sensations we are noticing. Willing to find this ease in our legs, hips, back. Butterfly is a remembrance of what authentic beauty is. This very organic presence and kind of like astonishing. But also it's a reminder of the process of transformation to get into a butterfly. So it just doesn't happen randomly. Butterflies are no born butterflies. Before becoming who they are, they need to be in this phase of chrysalis, of caterpillar. They need to turn the full body and attention inwards, to slow down, to become super quiet. And that's the process of maturity. That's what it requires to really show up into full and authentic and rich body presence. So from here we're going to start walking the hands back and letting the spine to arrive to center, placing the hands back behind the body, opening the chest here, taking a breath, inhale, exhale fully. Finding here the legs with the hands and bringing the knees towards each other, holding your shins for a moment. And next we're going to stretch the legs forward. Just letting the toes to be naturally, legs straight, so facing each other. And if this is not possible, you can keep your knees bent like this. So it's completely fine. So most important, we keep this spine aligned with the pelvis. And same as in butterfly, we're going to come forward with a rounded back, just letting the head to be heavy. And again, trust the information you are receiving from your body. So you can keep tapping into this consciousness in the moment, getting to know the space in your physical presence, mental and emotional. So just let yourself be here. Here we come into this chrysalis. This is the caterpillar form. So it's rather more difficult to be here than in butterfly. The deep work is always the one that we go inwards, that we slow down and quiet down. That's also the most challenging. But the more we are able to tap into this practice, into this presence, the more we are able to come out as these butterflies that they feel so unique and so like, wow. So just let's be here without forcing. Always letting the breath to guide us to acknowledge who we are in the moment. To get to find peace with this presence at all times, regardless of what is going on outside. To mature the relationship with our own selves. Now we're going to start walking the hands slowly back to the outside of the hips. Stretch your spine for a moment. Move your hands back and we can open the chest. Ooh, that feels good. Stay here or point your toes forward and left. Ooh. Hips up. And then we can lower. Returning the hands to the sides of the hips. And we're going next to come into cross-legged seated pose. Hands on knees, closing the eyes. Feeling the hips, the spine, the shoulders. But notice the space in the mind. How we feel here in the heart center. Notice if you can ever have a sense of this peace that always yoga guides us to find, to cultivate, to nurture. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and bow in. Recognize your work for today. A big thank you to each one of us. That was our practice for today. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. See you tomorrow. Bye.